You know, long as I've been doing content, it's finna be going on 3 years now. I always say, hey, just when you think you did the worst, you done seen another worse, and you done seen this, and you done seen that, you done seen that, and you done seen this. Now, when we do a lot of these stories, of course, a lot of times be about black people. And, black people like to come and say, well, white people do it too. Hey, I say this. I agree to a lot of it that white people do it. All right? Or should I say, most of the time, a lot of people say that white women do it. But a lot of times, people don't say that men do it too. I wonder why. I think the reason why is because men don't make excuses, at least not for the ones I've been around doing this YouTube thing. A lot of them don't make excuses about that we don't do fuck shit. We know that we do dumb shit, and we don't give any other guy credibility for doing dumb shit unless we just had the same mindset that they do. Now, we got the same mindset that they do, then of course we're going to praise them for doing dumb shit. And speaking of dumb shit, we're going to talk about this man right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chris Thorne Show. Alright, what's up everybody? This is your man Chris Thorne. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a story I want to share with you, and I think a story like this needs to get out because it shows you that how we as people in general, how we do stuff, and we have an answer for everything. Now, when I was growing up, when people say, you have an answer for everything, I didn't think that was necessarily a bad thing, because if you ask me something or you say something that I've done and I got a rebuttal to it, then I don't think there's nothing wrong with me having an answer for everything. Okay? But then as I got older and mature, I understand that what they mean when you say that is you pretty much got an excuse for everything, so and a lot of times we make excuses. It's because we try to cover up the fact that we did something wrong and we did something foul. But a lot of times there's no excuse to cover up anything. A lot of stuff that we have done, there's no excuse that can cover it up. But we try. We show down there try. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna always say this, like my grandma said, and other wise men and women I've been around. What happens in the dark is gonna come to the light. And with that being said, let me switch this over. I want y'all to listen to what this brother did. All right, let's go.
Leaving his children in dangerous and filthy conditions has a lot of excuses for how they were living. Police say 3 of Robert Preston's children were alone last Saturday in an apartment with the stove on. A neighbor called police when she found a 4th child wandering in the street. Today from jail, he claimed he is not a bad father, but contradicted some of what he told police when he was arrested. Robert Preston is no stranger to jail. These are just some of his mugshots from his criminal history. Alex Boyer has the interview you will see only on Fox 4.
I'll never put my kids in a position like that again.
Robert Preston has been sitting in the Dallas County Jail since Saturday when Dallas police arrested him on 4 counts of child endangerment.
I am not a bad person. I am not a bad father.
Police say a neighbor found one of Preston's 4 children out in the cold at an apartment complex on Meadow Street in South Dallas. The toddler boy was wandering in the street with only a t-shirt, pants, and 1 shoe on. Police say when Preston showed up at the neighbor's apartment, he told him he went to the store for 10 to 15 minutes. When we talked to Preston on Friday, he told us a different story.
I was just going to go check the mailbox, but I kind of got sidetracked.
Once inside Preston's apartment, officers found 3 other boys, ages 5, 3, and 2. According to an arrest warrant, the kids did not know their own names and were nonverbal, using facial expressions, body language, and gesturing and screams to communicate. Preston says they were born premature. Officers also found a malnourished dog in a closet. According to that same arrest affidavit, police say the entire apartment reeked of feces and the toilets of both bathrooms did not appear to have been flushed in weeks, even though the water in the apartment was in working order. Police also say the floor was filthy, unkept, and there were bottles of various types of alcohol that were left open on the floor. Preston had excuses for that too.
My youngest son, he'll go in there, put toilet paper all in the sink, in the toilet, and flush the toilet all day. My girlfriend at the time, she was at her mother's house. But if we was there together, it wouldn't have looked like that.
Preston says they've been living in that unit without furniture since last October, and he claims he and his girlfriend, who is never mentioned in the arrest affidavit, were waiting on their income tax return to buy furniture. Preston's neighbor never saw any kids with him.
And my daughter and I were crying because it's heartbreaking, and it's just so disgusting how the children were treated.
These are mugshots from some of Preston's prior arrests. Public records show he has a criminal record that includes armed robbery, burglary, and multiple domestic violence arrests. There was an arrest warrant out for him at the time for violating his probation related to the armed robbery sentence. A spokeswoman with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services would not say if they've had any contact with the family before, but Preston told us they have a few years back for a similar complaint.
Sometimes they'll get up before we do, and my kids, they're adventurous. They like to, go outside, they like to play and all that type of stuff.
Alex Boyer, Fox 4 News.
And police also noted that 2 girls, aged 6 and 9, were removed from another home. Preston says they were at their grandmother's house, but police have not confirmed that. Tonight, all 6 children are in foster care.
The father of several young children.
You know what? I'm not going to go into reading a news article because I think the clip said as much as it needs to say. So let me just give my assessment of it, and I'm going to get on out of here. This man right here, to say he's a bad person, it all depends on how you look at the situation. I mean, it just really all depends how you look at it. Y'all saw his mug shots, so he's not new to the law. He's been in trouble. You say he got in trouble because he violated his parole, which a lot of dudes do. I don't know why the fuck they do that, but they violate their parole and get fucked up again, and this shit just get all crazy. So as far as him being a bad guy, I mean, it all depends on how y'all look at it. We try to see the better in everybody, but I'm just on the fence with him. I want to give him some kind of credit, but it's kind of hard after I've seen his criminal record or his criminal mug shots, and they're saying one of the reasons why he got in trouble was because he violated his parole, So at the end to do this right here, this don't make shit any better, So I don't know. I don't know if you can see the better in him on this one, but it does show that he's a piss poor father. So I guess if that makes him a bad guy, then that's just what it is. He's a piss poor of a father. Because anybody with common sense know if you know your house is smelling like shit all day. Come on now, who would want to go to a house or even leave in a house that's smelling like shit all day, and then you got a malnourished dog that you kept in the closet? He probably sat up there shitting all up in the closet as well, So maybe he has a mental issue, but y'all know I don't like to use that for an excuse. So regardless of what it is, I'm not gonna give him a pass for that. This man, if he was grown up to walk his ass out, which he claimed he was going to check the mailbox, but he got sidetracked. How the fuck you get sidetracked checking a damn mailbox? That don't even sound right. And then he goes on to say that, my kids, sometimes they drop tissue in the toilet. If you know that your child is doing this, then why you don't do anything to prevent it? Why you don't do anything to stop it? And let alone, if it's in the toilet, go ahead and flush the damn toilet. And then they say the thing was in working condition. So I started thinking now, could it be a possibility he was squatting? Or could it be a possibility it was an abandoned apartment? I mean, I don't know. I had no idea. But I guess what we rebut that is that the neighbors, I guess they've been there for a while, say, hey, they never seen him with the kids or whatnot. So You can look at this story all kinds of ways, you know, and you can hear that he had an excuse for everything, every damn thing. But the most sad of it all is they say he lost the kids before. Now you turn around and lost the kids again. They all in foster home. I don't think you're going to be getting them back no time soon. Now, this is one story I wish the mother was around so they can ask her, you know, what the fuck is going on. Because you notice he said, if me and my girlfriend was together, want none of this to be going on. You need a woman there to prevent you from doing dumb shit like this. Man, you giving single fathers or fathers period a very bad name. Not because you just want your girl with you. You just giving them a bad name period for this that you've done and trying to make excuses for. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Excuse me, I don't get this at all. So I have no good words for him. I don't. I really don't. You know, he's an idiot. Again, he's a piss poor father. You know, 4 boys born premature. And they don't even know their name and they can't even speak. They're going to communicate with facial, sign language, whatever. I know I work with special needs people. And 2 reasons why I wanted to do this story. First reason was I heard with one of the clients that I work with, me and his family, we was talking. And we was talking about him, you know, last weekend when I was working with him, how he was going in the back of the apartments and he was using the restroom. So his sister was telling me, you know, she meant to talk to me about that. And the reason he was doing that because one of the employees that was working with him, instead of her letting him use her bathroom, she would tell him to go out in the back and take a piss. And if he had to do number 2, she would run him down the street to the store so he could do number 2. Craziest shit that I ever heard. I'm like, so you bring this man to your house, but he's not allowed to use your bathroom. I said, that what y'all telling me she's done to him. You treating him like an animal. That's how you do animals. You don't do human beings like that. You do animals like that. So, what's the problem with him using your bathroom? And I thought that was crazy and it was kind of hurtful to hear that. It is. And matter of fact, I just left him. Probably about an hour or 2 ago. I just left working with him. I got to go work with him again tomorrow. Secondly, the reason I'm doing this story, I remember a long time ago, I was working. And I remember this woman pulled up to the grocery store. We have a grocery store down here called Super Lowe's. I don't know if Super Lowe's nationwide or not, but we got a store down here called Super Lowe's. I remember this woman had left her kids in the car. I think it was 2 boys and 1 girl. And it appears that the girl was the oldest out of all of them. This woman left her kids in the car while she going there shopping. You know, back then, leaving kids in the car, I don't think people just made really a big issue about it. I mean, it was an issue, but it just wasn't really a big issue about it. You understand? So, I remember sitting in that car, and there was a lot of commotion. There was a lot of commotion going on in that car. So one of the little fellas got out of the car and he started running down the parking lot. So the girl chased him down and grabbed him. He started booing and crying, you know, because I guess he was trying to go find his mom, you know, because I guess they getting scared because they not in the car, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, when I saw this, you know, I think by that time, the other employee I was working with had made it back to the car. So I got out the car and went to go find the mom. And I found the mom. And I said, ma'am, you might want to get back out there because your son just got out your car and took off running. She dropped everything she did and she ran out to the car. Now, what happened disturbed me. She got to the car and she started yelling at them. But she was more so yelling at the girl. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she popped the little girl. And that disturbed me when she did that. Because I guess, back in that day, if you was the older child and the parents did leave, they expected you to be the babysitter and do this, that. They leave it up to you to say, you got to make sure they don't do this, they don't do that, I guess that's how it was back when I was growing up. But it disturbed me because you put your other children in the hand of this girl who was just a baby herself. You got mad at her when in reality, this was your fault. You had no business leaving your kids in that car. All right, in the first place. All right, trust me, I got my ass whooped when I got left in the car doing shit I wasn't supposed to. Got my ass whooped and I learned my lesson. But you left this baby in the car with other babies and expecting her to hold the fort down while you're in there shopping. That's not the way it's supposed to go. If anybody should have been getting mad and getting popped, it should have been her. But she got mad at her daughter and she was just yelling at all of them. And then she pulled off. And I felt sorry for that baby. Me and my coworker, we was talking, we were like, that is so sad. That is so sad. You left your kids in the car, but you get mad at her because your little boy ran out the car looking for you. That's not that girl's fault. It's not her fault. As a matter of fact, now I remember my coworker say she was trying to calm her down. And she said, little girl, like, my mama gonna get me. She gonna get me. She gonna get me. And true enough, that's what happened. But in this era, you can't tell nobody nothing about their kids, because you tell something about their kids, you in for a fight. So I understand why a lot of people don't say nothing, because they just don't want that argument. But sometimes we probably just need to take that argument and do say something, because the next time, probably the last time you see that child. And you know what I'm getting at when I say that. So those two of the main reasons why I'm doing this story, and to see this man doing what he did now and try to make excuses for his fuck ups. I just can't get down with that. And if anybody, one of his friends or anybody who is encouraging him, or helping him make up lies about what he did, then you ain't no better than he is. You are no better than he is. So again, we always say what women do. And instead of saying what white people do, we hardly ever say, what a man does. But this time, we need to say that a man does it too. And he has done it. This is, again, a motherfucking ridiculous. A motherfucking ridiculous. A motherfucking ridiculous. And it saddens me to see that a father would do something this damn ignorant. But even worse, he's not the first one. He's sure in the hell ain't gonna be the last one. So get ready to see me more as I do these stories. It's your man Chris Thorns. Thanks for listening. I'm out.